Alright, so this is a Binding Blade Fire Emblem 6 tier list. Not based off of how good the characters are, but based on how much fun I have using them and how much I like them. This is the most biased list of all time. Uh, and yeah, this is going to be for normal mode, by the way. I think hard mode is fun. But I just the stretch from chapter 4 to 7 is just excruciating. I don't have fun playing that. I don't have fun playing that part. So I typically do normal mode runs. I leave permadeath on and stuff, so that's like an important thing with like how I play. I don't reset. Um, but yeah, let's get into it. First off, Roy. So Roy could really go either way. Um, he's not very good. Obviously, he's not like killing it out there. But in early game Binding Blade, he has utility in the sense that like his rapier is accurate and does effective damage to armors and calves, which is huge. It's nice to get like he can chip them at the very least and get a decent chunk of damage off. I don't think he's one rounding like anything ever. I think Roy is like chip damage, accurate chip damage. That's his character. That's all he'll ever be, and that's okay, cause he's force deployed, so you kind of have to use him. I'd say there's benefits to um leveling up Roy to actually investing in him. I think survivability is one. So like if you put a bunch of levels on him, he's not getting totally one shot by siege tomes late game. Uh, or just like it's nice that he can sometimes take a hit. He's not tanky by any means. But if you put levels into him, he has a level of survivability that's appreciated. Um, so I don't really have fun using Roy necessarily, but I don't have not fun using him. I'm happy when he gets a level up, but other than that, I'm like, whatever. Marcus, I'm actually pro Marcus. I think he's a great example of a Jagan character being like exactly what they're supposed to be. He's a Jagan ass Jagan. Marcus, dog shit growths. He's not getting anywhere. Like, he's not FE7 Marcus. He's not Seth. He's not Titania. His ass is getting left behind in chapter 10, 11, 12. I don't see myself taking him past that usually. Despite that, he's really nice to use, especially early game. You give him Iron Sword, and he chips things really well and gets people down to like kill percent basically for killing range basically. He can knock people down to like 3 HP, and then Roy can go in with his little toothpick and clean up basically. I think for that purpose and for the utility of rescue dropping, being a 8 move paladin that has control over the entire weapon triangle, because in Binding Blade, paladins use um, lances, swords, and axes. I think that's just like he feels really good. He is a really good unit. Obviously, he's not going to be there the whole game, but you need him in the early chapters, and I think that makes me like him. I have an affinity towards him. Alan and Lance, I think I use them every time. I use one of them every time, no matter what. Um, I think I have a slight preference towards Lance, but I think I'm going to add another tier. Um, and add two more tiers there. I want like slight preference and kinda don't like. That I misspelled preference. That's fine. Um, yeah, I have a slight preference towards Lance. Um, because I think his early speed level ups are gonna be nicer to like actually start doubling things. Um, but Alan has slightly more strength. It's really slight. They could go either way. I like Lance's sprite more, so for that fact he goes up. Walt. I like Walt. I as like a concept, I think early game archer it endears me to him, but he is horrible to use. I fucking hate using Walt. Um, you level this guy up, and what you're getting is a worse Klein, a worse unpromoted Klein. You're getting an unmounted archer who has dog shit growths, dog shit base stats. The only benefit that this guy has is availability. He's there from turn 1, chapter 1, and he can chip the wyverns in chapter 7. That's like that's this guy's like shining moment to show the world what's what. Uh, and it's really not much. I think I would rather put investment in other units most of the time. Um, but he's not the worst. He's fine. I used him in my last normal mode run, and he was so ass. He was so ass. As soon as I got Klein, he went on the bench. As soon as I got I Green, it was those two against the world pretty much. He has no purpose. He has no purpose beyond chapter 7. Boars. Boars. It feels horrible. Boars is a contender for one of the worst units in the game. And I don't mean to turn this into a tier list of like how good these units are, because obviously when we get further in, you'll see how much I really love characters that kind of suck ass. Boars is dog shit. He feels horrible to use. He misses everything. Lances have a really rough time in Binding Blades early game, because you're going up against a lot of axe units. And it's like, he already has shaky hit. He has really bad attack. He's got pretty bulk, because he has high defense, but he has low HP. So like, he's getting doubled by everything. He has low HP. His defense is not doing him any favors. I guess he's the best armor knight if you want to use an armor knight. Like, if you want to, like, grow one up, he's your best option. But he's really not all that. I would rather not use him than use him. Merlinus. Merlinus is funny. Because he plays on casual mode. Like, his benefit is that he's the convoy. He can pull things out of the convoy and hand it to other units. He can, in hard mode, he can sell things from the convoy, which isn't something that you can't do it in the prep screen in hard mode. You can't sell items. So you have to deploy Merlinus, or you have to take up a bunch of inventory slots on your other units and then sell them on a shop. So that slight utility is nice. But the main reason I deploy Merlinus often, I'm moving it up to so fun, is because he plays on casual mode. He is great for suicide strats. If you, like, no matter what, enemies will target him first. And he has no bulk. He's not surviving whatever he gets hit by. But for really scary enemies, if you want to like bait them at the edge of their attack range, put Merlinus. He's gonna get nuked. He'll be like, "I'm taking my finest goods out of here," and then you can actually gang up on whoever it is. It's usually the wyverns in chapter 7. It's usually a ballista later in like the Western Isles. Like, he's useful to like buy you a turn of scary enemies attacking him first. And for that, I like him. I think he's funny as hell. And Binding Blade gives you plenty of deployment slots. I think he's better than your like sixth, seventh, eighth best combat unit. Um, I think he's just fine. He's not like, obviously he's not like gonna be a top tier character, but I think he's very fun to use. I think it's hilarious that he's like the main reason I use him is for the suicide strats. Um, Ellen. So I've, in all honesty, I've never used Ellen in all of my playthroughs. So it's hard for me to have an opinion based off of that alone. But the reason I never use her is because she's severely outclassed by every other staff unit in the game. So in a way, I have like a pity for her where I don't want to put her with Wolt, but I don't like her. So she's gonna go in the middle. When you get Clarine, when you get Saul, they're just instantly better. They are not being like, the only thing that Ellen has is availability. That's it. That's all she has. Deke, I love Deke. He is a great, fun guy. He's like, for early game, he's typically somebody that I'm putting a lot of investment in. It's like, he's fast enough. He has decent enough bulk. He has decent enough strength to like get you through that like first bit. He's like Marcus 2 kind of. This is very comparable base stats if I remember right, but Deke actually has pretty okay growths. The only downside of Deke is that he's kind of slow. Like his speed growth is kind of shaky. So if he's not getting speed level ups, especially early on, he's not going to be doubling things. I don't think he's going to get doubled, at least not until after the Western Isles probably. Because those axe guys are really slow. But like if he doesn't get level ups, he's probably gonna fall off towards the end. Speed level ups, he's probably gonna fall off towards the end, which is unfortunate. But that's just, I like him anyways. I think we'll get around to why I like him so much in regards to his supports. But yeah, he's so fun. I like him. Then we got Wade and Lot. I fucking insta bench for Wade. He's like that X fighter growth unit, but he sucks ass. He's no good. At base, his growths are probably fine, but I'm not using this guy. I'm not using Wade. Lot, the thing that he has on Wade is stats, like base stats. I think his growths are slightly worse, but I don't really care. I'm not using either of these guys for their growths. I'm not using them long term. I'm using Lot because he is there, and he uses axes at like early game. He's like, I think no, because Marcus uses axes. Just take the axes off of these two, give it to Marcus. Honestly. Again, Lot is slightly better. He has better bases. He's gonna actually hit things. Wade is never going to hit the broadside of a barn. Ever. Axes have horrible accuracy in this game. Marcus can actually use them because he has a pretty decent skill. Skill is a valuable stat in Binding Blade because hitting things is so difficult. So, I'm gonna say Marcus there. Shauna. I love Shauna. She's so fun. I love Shauna. She's such a great unit, obviously, like early game flyer. She gets tons of utility off of rescue dropping. She's a great target for investment. She's not going to ever be like a great combat unit, but I think it's worth investing in her and maybe even promoting her before the Western Isles. Because if you promote her early, like obviously long term, she's not going to have like the best stats or whatever. But if you promote her before the Western Isles, she gets swords. And that's actually really useful there because every other guy in the Western Isles uses axes. So she gets weapon triangle, she'll get that little stat boost enough to where she can actually like contribute a lot of combat meaningfully in that arc of the game. I think after that, she's going to be like, she's kind of gonna be falling off, especially when you get towards like, you get Milady, you get like other units that are definitely going to outclass her in combat capabilities, but being an 8-move flyer is always going to be nice. You know, rescue dropping is just going to be super useful. She's going to be there the entire most of the game. I think you get her chapter 2. So shout the fuck out. Shout the fuck out. Chad. So the thieves are weird in this game. None of them are going to be like, you can't promote thieves. And that's just like, they're not meant to be combat units at all. The best thing that Chad can do is chip things in chapter 3. After that, he's going to die to pretty much any combat. Just keep him away from things. He's going to unlock chests. He's going to unlock doors. And that's fine. He's going to, like, he'll contribute his tiny little bit until you get Astolfo, who is just a thief that strictly outclasses him. Just better bases, and you're not using the stats for their, or you're not using the thieves for the stats anyways, you're using them for utility, and Astolfo is bulk, basically, is what he has on Chad. So Chad doesn't feel very good late game, but early game he's fine. He's there. He's a warm body to take up space. And, yeah. Lou, I actually like Lou. I'm realizing the so fun category is starting to fill up. And we haven't gotten to a characters that's my everything yet. Soon. Lou, I think he's super nice. I think early game mage, he's a good target for investment. Your only magic damage for quite a few more chapters until you get Lilina. He's your only magic user. For that reason, he's great at taking out armors. He's great at chipping guys down. He doesn't have high base magic, but his growth is decent enough to where like he's going to scale fairly well. I think he's always going to be a little too weak, but I like him enough to where I'll put the investment in. He gets stabs on promotion. Obviously, it's a great thing. Like, he's good. He's a good unit. He's fun to use. I like how he looks like a banana in his unpromoted class. I call him Banana Boy. Yeah, I like Lou. Okay, here we go. Clarine is my everything. She is probably my favorite unit in this game. I could talk about Clarine for fucking days. I love her personality. I love her sprites. I love Troubadour class. It's just really great being a mounted healer. I love what she can do for Rutger. We'll get into that in a moment. She's a fantastic unit. I think a lot of people think Saul is better because he gets access. He gets like better use out of a warp staff because he has a higher magic. He has C rank stabs. But Clarine being a mounted healer is just incredibly nice. She can move fast, she can get where she needs to, and she can heal guys. And that utility is fantastic. Having her around, she's always deployed. When I have her, she is deployed till the end of the game. She's usually who gets my first guiding ring. Yeah, she's great. I love her. I think on promotion she gets a lot of speed. She gets a lot of, yeah, it's mostly the speed that's like really insane. And she also gets access to tomes, which is nice. But she can like actually properly dodge tank later in the game, which is really funny. If you park her on like a forest tile or something, she's probably not getting hit because a lot of enemies have pretty dog shit accuracy in Binding Blade. They're looking at like 30, 40% hit against her, and with the 2RN system, that's closer to like 20, 25. Is really good. She's awesome. Love her to death. I love Clarine. She's my favorite unit in the game. Rutger is right up there with her. I think he's almost there. He's almost my favorite. He's definitely like top 3 for me. I fucking love Rutger to death. I love edgy sword guy. Like personality, he's like, oh, I follow the way of the blade. And I adore that in characters. I think it's so cute. He's so fun. I obviously he's one of the best units in the game. In normal mode, he doesn't come with hard mode bonuses, but that's fine because he has really decent growths. His strength is a little shaky, but his speed's going to be really fantastic if you give him a killer weapon. I mean, he comes with a killer weapon. If you just keep giving him killer swords and shit, he'll be good. He'll be fine. Yeah. No, he's fantastic. I mean, he has accurate. He can accurately hit bosses in this game because thrones give insane avoid bonuses. So he has really high skill. He uses swords. He's probably going to be looking at 90 to 100% on most bosses. And obviously he's going to hit every enemy. That's like a huge boon in Binding Blade is hitting enemies. And also the reason why Deke, Clarine, and Rutger are all here is if I think it's if you get 3 supports with Clarine and 2 with Deke, could be the other way around. Rutger gets insane crit bonuses when they're around him. And if he uses the Woe Dao, he can get 102% crit, which is hilarious. And I try to do it every round. If all 3 of those units are alive, I do that strategy because it's so fucking funny. Like, it's obviously like a niche, but it's such a funny niche. It's one of the most fun things to do in Binding Blade. I love how fucking penis this game can be sometimes. Yeah, anyways, fantastic. Saul, I do like him. I guess these are lightly ordered within the tiers. I should probably bump them, move them around. Like that. I like Saul. He's good. I mean, it's just obvious. He comes with C rank stabs. He has a really good magic growth. He's going to be there for most of the game. The downside for Saul is that promotion isn't doing him much good. I mean, he gets like light magic. Who fucking cares? What he's there for is warping late game and using like utility stabs the entire game. He's good with physic. Obviously, he has range. He's great with whatever stabs you get that Clarine can't use goes to Saul, and he can make good use of a big magic stat. Like when he promotes, that's the benefit. You're not giving him light magic. You're just not going to use an inventory slot on that. You're going to give him 5 stabs, and he's going to be great at using them. I like him. He's fun. I think his character, like a sleazy douchebag, I think that's fun. I have an affinity towards this guy. Dorothy. See, I realize that a lot of this looks like, oh, I'm putting the good units up here, the bad units down here. We'll get there. We'll fucking get there. But Dorothy, I mean, she's the same as Wolt, just with worse availability. She's not getting you much. She's chipping the Wyverns in Chapter 7. I don't remember exactly how their base stats line up, but she's not, like, killing it in the growths either. To be fair, I don't ever use her. I think I prefer her over Wolt, but I'm not big on her. Sue. I love Sue. She might even go on my everything. The thing that's, like, stopping me from putting her all the way up here is because if you use her, you have to go Sakai. I think Sakai is a little overhated. But I, more than anything, I do not want to go to that Gaiden chapter. I would rather die than play the Sakai Gaiden chapter. I think it's 20x. Fucking hate that. Fucking hate it. Uh, Using her, that is the downside of using her, is you're more likely to go Sakai. Obviously, if you just train Shauna and Thea, you'll be fine, but then you're losing out on Shin, which sucks, because I like Shin too. Um, but I love Sue so much. You know, being a mounted bow user in Binding Blade is nice, because all the other bow users suck ass. Having mounted utility is going to be really huge for her. She has movement, rescue dropping, obviously. Um, I think her bases are pretty shaky. Um, so, you know, she's gonna start off kind of and she's probably not going to get to the level of Shin. I mean, she'll probably match him on normal mode. On hard mode, Shin is going to outclass her because he gets hard mode bonuses. Sue doesn't. Um, but on normal mode, she's more than serviceable. She'll be able to hurt wyverns pretty bad if you invest a lot in her. And she's just really fun to use. I really like mounted bow units, and they're actually bows are decent in Binding Blade. It's just that like the archers suck. Like these two suck horribly, but Sue is pretty good. Bows are decent. Zealot, um, I'm of the opinion I could go either way, because what he is another like crutch character that you get chapter 7, with how fucking chaotic that chapter is. Getting him might be a little difficult. He might accidentally kill himself on some enemies because the green unit AI is fucking awesome. But Zealot is like he's going to replace Marcus on your deployment basically, or maybe you'll use them both. But usually, what happens is you deploy Marcus for the first 7 chapters, then you deploy Zealot for the next like 3, 4, and then he's gone. He does not show up ever again. And for being like a crutch character for 2 or 3 chapters, that's great. He does good for that, but I'm not like dying to use him, you know? He's nice, but you know Marcus has served his purpose, and you have slightly less use for a Zealot, because the game kind of lets up chapter 8, 9, 10 even. Um, the game gets a little less hard, so for that reason alone, no, not 10. 8 and 9 are easier. 10 is actually fucking insane. But 8 and 9, it's nice to have him. I was thinking of 8x is what I was like, yeah. So he's good enough to not for me and not dislike him. Noah, I like more than Ellen and Lance, and for the reason for that is he comes with C rank swords. He can use the killing edge at base, which is nice. And I sometimes will end up in situations where both Alan and Lance have died because I play fast and loose with the Cavs. If they die pretty much. So Noah is like the next best thing beyond those two, but also I just kind of like him. He's similar to Saul in that he's like a womanizer, but I think he's more appealing in a lot of ways. I believe like I like his character, like actually he has a decent character. Uh, I think it's his support conversation with Corell that I really fuck with heavy. He's awesome. I like Noah. I like how he's friends with Fear. Yeah. Trek. Trek I never use, but as a character I think he's hilarious. Um, he's just incredibly zen. He's incredibly just go with the flow. I don't care, whatever. And for that, he isn't bad. But he's not a good unit. He's not something I'm going to use. He's not somebody I'm going to use. I think he has better bulk than the other calves, but that's not really like a big boon to him. He's not showing off stat wise. Whatever, right? Astolfo, um, you know, we're getting a lot of mid units here. Astolfo is like whatever to me. I mean, he is the best thief in the game, obviously. Um, he's got good. He's got decent enough bases where he has some level of survivability. He's just better than the other two. Um, yeah, that's all there is. He's thief utility, better stats. He goes higher than the other two. Lilina, I love her. I love her. Yay. Lilina is so fucking fun. She's so fun to use. I love a glass cannon character. Um, and I think she's just so fucking cute. I love her supports with Roy because they get really fast supports. Their C rank is literally one turn away of them standing next to each other. So shout out. They got really good like easy supports. They do great for each other, I believe. Roy gives a fire support, so it's like you get damage, you get accuracy. I think off top, but the damage is the big thing. If those two hang around each other, they're gonna get a lot. They're gonna get a big boost in firepower, which is really nice for them. Um, and yeah, she's just super cute. Stabs on promotion. It's gonna be great. She has the highest magic growth in the game, I believe. So no matter what, she's gonna be nuking things the entire game. Um, Late game dragons, like second to last chapter, she's gonna be nuking those guys. Without a legendary weapon, really. And for that, shout the fuck out. OJ, he's really not good. I'd rather not use him. He's worse Deke in every way. He's like the growth unit Deke. The benefit is he has speed, but he has nothing else. I think he's worse bulk. He has worse strength. He's really not doing anyone any favors. I think next playthrough I want to use him because I haven't used him before. Like genuinely tried. Like I've kept him around for a chapter after. He's just really not doing anything. Maybe next time I'll try and use him. I think he would be a lot of fun, but I really don't like him yet. Barth is hilarious. I think I'm not deploying him beyond his join chapter. He is only available in chapter 8 to me. But I have an affinity. I'm going slight preference on him even. I have an affinity towards him because he has a bonkers defense stat. Like it's the only thing he has, but damn it, he has good defense. I think he's really funny that Boars, him, and Wendy can do an Armor Knight triangle attack. And I will deploy Boars on Chapter 8, so then I can do the Armor Knight triangle attack. Speaking of, Wendy is... Well, okay, so here's the thing. I think Wendy might be... She's, like, second favorite character in this game. Maybe my favorite. Clarion's only... Clarion and Wendy are, like, top fucking 2, 3 for me. I love Wendy to death. Horrible unit, arguably the worst in the game. I think Sophia is a little bit worse. And I say that with love. I love Wendy to death. She's supposed to be a growth unit, like a growth armor knight. Horrible bases, okay growths. She's not gonna hit the broadside of a barn. She's like going 60% again, 60% hit against like everything in her join chapter. She's getting doubled by everything. She probably gets one-rounded by everything, too. If she throws a javelin, she has even worse hit. Javelins kind of blow ass in Binding Blade. So She can't really do like chip from range. Horrible unit, but it's so fucking funny to use her cuz I always pour as many resources as possible into her to make her like usable as a combat unit, and she'll get there. I mean, if you pour all the resources in the game into any unit, they can be like passable, right? Um but Wendy is like she's so horrible. Immediately after you get her, you go to the Western Isles, which is Axeland. She's gonna be facing weapon triangle disadvantage against every unit there. Um, she's gonna deal less damage. She's gonna have way less accuracy. She's gonna get hit for more damage. It's really unfortunate for her. But I typically go and arena grind her in chapter 10 because I'm fucking insane. I'll give her the first Night Crest too. I don't give a fuck. My preference, my preference towards Wendy will be just like forever and ever. I will put so many resources into her. I don't care. She's horrible and I love her. Fear is right up there with her. Not with Wendy, but like up in the my everything tier. I notice how everyone here except for Rutger is a woman, and even debatably so with Rutger. I I love Fear so much. I love her whole like family of Karel, Bartray, and Carla all being like important characters. Not important characters, but I like their like intersectedness of Fire Emblem 6 and 7. I like their like story. I like Karel especially. I think he's a really cool guy. We'll get there when we get there. But I really like Fear. She's really fun to use. She is going to be a worse Rutger, but that's okay cuz she's fun to use. I don't think you even need a second Rutger, but I like her nonetheless. All right, next we get Shin. Shin, however you want to go. I think I like him. I like him, and I like him. I think he is nice. I want to use him more. I mean, he's obviously very good. I think he turns out better than Sue in most cases. And in hard mode, he strictly outclasses her. He's a fantastic unit in hard mode. He has hard mode bonuses and shit. In normal, he's pretty darn good still. He's nice. He is another mounted bow unit with better stats. The downside to using Shin is you go Sakai. I really can't justify using him. I typically deploy Sue, Shauna, and Thea. And if Shauna and Thea are getting a lot of level ups, maybe I'll throw Shin on there. But then at that point, it's like probably too late for him to catch up. And I'm starting to deploy a lot of my favorite units around this time of the game, so unfortunate, like as a victim of circumstance, like when he joins in the game and he's just not going to make it on my team most times. But I do like him. I do like him. Next up, Geese. Now, I used to think Geese was whatever. But on my most recent playthrough, where the game went horribly, all of my Heroes Crest users died. It was Rutger dead, Fear dead, Deke dead. I wasn't using OJ. So down here, Geese was like the next best option. I was like, okay, fine. But then I used him, and he's kind of sick. Do I think he's a great unit? No. Do I think he's the one of the most fun? Yes. Being a pirate is funny. I love the pirate class. I love its weirdness in Fire Emblem. How it's always like, these are axe guys, but like with a twist. They walk on water. Whoa. I think Berserker is really sick. It's a really fun promotion for him. And I don't know. I like him. I didn't think I would be endeared to Geese, but I am. He joins with a Brave Axe. That's pretty cool. And that's Geese. That's Geese. Gonzalez. I want to like Gonzalez more than I do. Every time I get him, I try to use him. Yeah, because actually he joined the same chapter as Geese, so I was debating between these two to use. I wanted to use Gonzalez, but he couldn't hit anything. I wanted to use him. I try to, but he just cannot hit the broadside of a barn ever. It's really unfortunate. I think playable brigands are really fun. I think next playthrough I'm probably going to like put a bunch of investment in Gonzalez. I do like him, but I got endeared to Geese on my last playthrough. Lorem, she's fantastic. Obviously, she's like probably the best unit in the game. Dancer is just going to always be there. She's fantastic. I'm deploying her on every single time. I mean, Dancer out of 10, right? She's going to be refreshing units is so insanely useful. She'll always be up there. I don't like her personality quite as much as these ones up here, but I like her enough to be so fun. Elfin, I mean, he's Lorem too. He's not a girl. He is a feminine. He's a femboy, so he'll go in slight preference. I mean, no matter what, I'm deploying both of them. I typically go A route with Lorem. But if I go B route, Elfin's fine. Yeah, he's gonna end up in. I really don't think Barth deserves to be up here. I think he deserves to be and could go either way. I was talking him up and how funny he is, but I hate using him. Actually, I think he's moving down in the rankings. Like, if I'm being genuine, I do not like using him. I think as a concept of a character, he's hilarious. I think that's reordering. Elfin's good. Obviously, Dancer. Klein, I like Klein quite a bit. Obviously Clarion's brother, so he gets points for that. And then he's also probably the best sniper in the game. I mean, he's definitely the best sniper in the game, but he's like probably the best like archer that isn't Shin. Bow user that isn't Shin, I should say. He comes, I think, with A or S rank bows. No, A rank. So he can use silver at base. He has pretty darn good stats. He has pretty good growths. He just starts with really good bases. He's going to be your archer for that section of the game. Even if you don't use him like long term, he's going to be a great filler unit for the rest of the Western Isles. And fuck yeah, you can't go wrong with Klein. I think he's a good unit. I like him a lot. Thea. I like Thea. I like Thea more than Shauna, actually. I think she's really cute. Her recruitment is hell on earth, but I try to use them both when I can. Just having another flyer is nice until you get Milady. And then usually bench somebody. I might keep them both. Might keep all three of them, but whoever's turning out worse, I'll probably bench. If I promote Shauna early, I'll probably try and put a lot of investment into Thea and like really try and grind her up to be a combat unit. I think she has slightly better strength, but I mean they're Pegasus Knights. They're gonna be good. They're gonna be fun. Echidna, I like Echidna as a character. I think she's one of my favorite in Binding Blade. As a unit to use, I like her. I'm actually gonna put her up with Geese, like right. I like Geese a lot. I think I'm gonna put her right behind Geese. I think she's really cool. Being a female hero in the game is really good. I think she's the first female hero in the series, so shout the fuck out. Uh, I also think she might be the first female unit in Fire Emblem that like uses axes primarily. So shout the fuck out. I like her character. I like how she's a resistance leader. It feels like she could be her own game. Like she has story behind her that could be like a side story or something. I really fuck with her. Um and I hope to see I don't know. I hope to see more units like her. I like how Daiki she is. She's great. I like her a lot. Bartray? I don't know, Bartray. I really don't know about you. Um, as a unit, I mean, he's going to turn out better than Lot, or I mean, he's gonna be better than Lot or Wade because they're not getting past. They're gonna get benched. I'm gonna be so real. Lot and Wade are bench squad. Um, I might even start like moving some of these like tiers down because it's pretty high, balanced pretty high towards the fun units up here. But also that shows how much I like the Binding Blade cast. So you know whatever. Um, Bartray, I like his like family dynamic with Fear, Carla, Corel. I think that's cool. I think that's fine, but I just whatever. He's whatever as a unit. I don't have fun using him. He's not getting deployed. I'd rather not even. Rai, um I mean, he's gonna be probably your best growth dark mage, and I mean, he's gonna be your best dark mage until you get Nime. But dark magic is like fine in this game. It's not great. Uh, its bad accuracy is really not doing him any favors. Um, yeah, he's like fine. I don't really care for him as a character, or I mean, he's just evil Lou. You look at them both, and it's just like, oh, they added like angry eyes on him. It's kind of silly. Um, Kath is horrible. I hate using Kath. I hate recruiting Kath. The the thing that Kath needs is she needs to be talked to in like 3 different chapters before you recruit her. So what I do every time is I'll just use Chad or Stolfo, steal the lockpicks off of her that she spawns with, and then leave her alone. And then the next chapter that I see her, I do the same thing. And then it's free lockpicks. Why not? I always steal lockpicks off of her. That's the big thing that she does. I don't even try to recruit her. She's really not worth it. She's going to be maybe on par with Chad, if not worse, stat wise, and you get her like 15 chapters later. It's really not good. Maybe like 10 chapters later. Still, bad. Milady. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Milady is so fucking cool. One of the coolest units in Binding Blade. I have so much fun using her. Uh, I always have a strong preference towards the female wyvern riders that you get. I love Minerva. I love Milady. I love Jill. Um, I love that archetype. I will forever use them, and I love them so much. She's my everything. Milady, I can't talk enough good shit about her. I mean, obviously she's one of the best units in the game in hard mode. She comes with insane bases. Ready for promotion. In normal mode, she's still quite fantastic. Really good growths. Wyvern is just huge. She's gonna be a flying combat unit. Her only downside is bows are effective against her. Give her the Delphi shield that I think you get like chapter 16. She's golden. She's not dying to anything ever after that. If you do end up in Sakai, give her the Delphi shield, give her a javelin. She can attract a lot of aggro from a lot of the nomads, which is really useful for her. Because I think they target her specifically because they're like, oh, flying unit, let me use bow on her. But the Delphi shield protects her against effective damage, so they're dealing like 2 damage to her. She's great. Love her to death. Fantastic unit. I love her. Percival. I like Percival quite a bit. I will always use him because he's just, I think 9 times out of 10, he's going to outclass every other paladin in the game. He feels really good to use. Um, yeah, I mean, he's just obviously going to be the best paladin. Even if you have like a really good Lance or Alan or even Noah, he's going to be better, and that's like great. He has really good base stats, and he'll carry you the rest of the game. Just really nice to get such a fantastic paladin so late in the game. I mean, not late, but like, I think chapter 17, I think when you get him. It's just so good. Just so good. Cecilia. She's always kind of had bad unit feel to me, where like, you get her in a desert map with really low visibility, and she's a mounted unit. Promoted mounted unit, granted, but she's mounted. So she has 2 move in the desert. But I mean, she's like good enough. The thing with Cecilia is that I always train up Clarine. So Clarine's usually just a better statted version of her without Cecilia's Clarine without growths. And I mean, pretty good bases, but Clarine's outclassing her if you use her. I like Cecilia as a character. I think as part of the story, she's good, but I don't like using her. Oh my god. Alright, we're finally here to another one of my beloveds, my everything. Sophia. Oh my fucking everything. I love Sophia to death. I think between the like Sophia or Wendy debate, who's worse, I think Sophia is a worse unit. Because she comes even later than Wendy. Level 1. Horrible base stats. She can't hit the broadside of a barn. She can't deal any damage. She's getting one-rounded by everything. She's slow as fuck. She has all of the bad things that Wendy has, and she comes later, is the thing. She's just horrible. I love her to death because of it. She's so fucking funny to use. She's so funny to train up. I will use her every single time because I really like the like 0 to hero kind of like growth unit experience, especially with these units. Yeah, I love Sophia to death. On promotion, I mean, she gets stabs, so that's really nice. She's not gonna beat out Nime in terms of stats or like staff rank. She's not getting a good staff rank by the end of the game. This is not happening at all. But she will be one of my favorite characters. Full stop. I also just like her design. I think she's super cute. And yeah, cute girl with magic. She's going up there. Igreen. I like Igreen. I don't like. I think it's really cool that like in Blazing Sword that she's Hawkeye's daughter, and Hawkeye is like a pretty decent chunk of like he's pretty important to the game. I think it's really cool. I like her. She's neat. She's gonna be a replacement for Klein if he died, pretty much. But I'd like her. I like her. If Klein died, or if I'm like, I would like another bow user, she's there. She does her job. She's good at it. Garrett, I don't like him. I mean, he's fine. I've never felt the need to use him. Because you're getting so many good units around this time. I would rather use many other units. And you know, if I'm starting to be given the chance, like, do I want Igreen or Garrett? Oh, Igreen is a cute girl. She has a specialty of bows. I'm going that green. Sorry, you're not going anywhere, buddy. Faye, I love Faye. I might need to reorder some of these tiers because it's kind of lopsided. The only two in bench squad are here. I think we're gonna move bench squad here. I think we're moving all these units down. Yeah. I think just moving a little bit. Yeah. Roughly ordered, but we're moving units down. We gotta I think I'm going to move Merlinus down. I don't like him that much. Probably Lou down. Very roughly ordered. But Faye, I really like her. I might even put her in my everything. I love the chicken dragon design. It's really for the chicken dragon design. I think it's so cute. I wish they brought it back. I adore how it looks. It's so fucking cute. I like Manikeets. I think they're a really cool unit type. She only has, I think, 30 uses on her Dragonstone, so she's not gonna be there for the entire game, but she can do useful combat for a decent bit. She can nuke things pretty well. She has effectiveness against other dragons, which is really useful. Yeah, so, she's not bad. She's pretty good, actually. Decent enough to where when you deploy her, you're like, yay, she's so cute, I like her. Obviously she's gonna, drop off the face of the earth when her Dragonstone runs out, but until then, I like using her. Hugh is prime bench squad. I do not like him one bit. I think he has horrible unit feel. I think he's a level 15 mage. He's the second to last unpromoted unit you get. And he's ready for promotion, but you have to pay him money to get better base stats. And if you, the more money you pay him, the better his bases are, right? If you don't pay him, basically anything, he's going to be worthless. If you pay him the maximum amount, you're getting, a unit on par with Lou, maybe. It may be better, but, come on. The thing with Binding Blade is that the money that you get is, for the first 10 chapters, you're saving up for killer weapons. Then after that, you're saving up for boots. In the second to last chapter in the game. One of the very last chapters, there's a secret shop that sells boots. And then you just go and buy all boots. That's what I do every time. And I have to weigh him against boots. I think it's a 10,000 gold requirement to get his best stats. That's 2.5 pairs of boots. No way, Jose. You're not getting anywhere, pal. Zeus, I really like Zeus. Yeah, he's my everything, honestly. No, he's not my everything. He is so fun, though. He's gonna be Milady, too. He's gonna have insane defense, insane strength. He's gonna have really bad speed. He's gonna have pretty accuracy. But if you train him up, he'll be nice. Yeah. I think... Yeah, he's the last unpromoted unit. And he's a great final training project to put on. And he'll actually carry his weight, too. So, shout the fuck out. Douglas. He's a general in, you get him in Chapter 16. His recruitment is a pain in the butt. I don't do it because I don't want to play his guide in chapter either. I usually just kill him. I don't care about getting the good ending usually. Fuck Douglas. Fuck everything he stands for. He's a horrible unit. He's a general. He's got, tank things, but you don't need a general at that point in the game. You're starting to get really fantastic units with great bulk. You got Percival at that time. You got Milady. Uh, you get Zeus in the same chapter. I mean, Zeus doesn't have as good bulk as him as Douglas, but he's got way better combat. Fuck Douglas, man. Nime, Nime is my everything. I love her to death. I think Grandma Lady. I think that's just such a good character. There are so few grandmas in Fire Emblem. So for that alone, I gotta put her up there. But she's also just like really cracked. She has really good magic, high enough staff rank to use pretty much any staves. Uh, yeah, I mean, shout the fuck out. I love Nime to death. Juno. I mean, so Juno is a pre-promoted Falco Knight. I mean, she's just not. She's really bad compared to Thea and Shauna, and you can only get her if you level up these two. If you level up Thea and Shauna, you go the route that recruits Juno, and you just don't need another Pegasus Knight at all. I mean, she's cute. I like her for that, but she's really not good. Then we got Dane. Same thing as Juno, pretty much. Yeah, basically the exact same. You gotta train up Shin and Sue to get him, and then he's just going to be like a worse version of those two, which is not. It doesn't feel good. I like the Sakaean location. I like how their like tribes and shit work out. I think it's really cool to see how all that shit interacts with like these three, and then Wrath and Lyn in Fire Emblem 7. I think that's cool. But I just, as a unit, I can't put him any higher. That I don't like. Yoder. I mean, like, obviously he's gonna be your best staffer besides Nime. I mean, both of those two are gonna be up there. The game just gives you two incredible staffers for the last couple chapters in the game. He's great for that. Combat wise, he's passable, but yeah, you're using him for his staves, and he uses them really good. I mean, he feels fine enough to use. The reason I don't put him any higher is because I just don't care for him as a character or his design or anything. He's whatever. Finally, Corel. Corel is one of my favorite units in this game. Yeah, I think above Fear. One of the two men in my everything, so I care about him. I really care. I love the whole like demon sword shit he has going on. I love him to death. I love the arc of in Fire Emblem 7. He's like a horrific like murderer. He's like my sword desires blood, and then he cuts everyone down. And then Fire Emblem 6, he's like retired, and he's like, I used to be the sword demon, but now I'm the sword saint. I think that's cool. I like him a lot. He has hilarious growths. He has the best growths in the game. But he only has one level to use them. So it's a good bit. It's a really good bit of like storytelling in the game, like explicit in-game storytelling, where it's like this unit has he shows how strong he is and how much he grows just by that single level up that he does, and I think that's really cool. Yeah, it's my Binding Blade tier list off of the what characters I like the most. If you listened, you have a very high tolerance for info dumping. So yeah, I appreciate it. All right, bye.